Today on Bench Briefs, we're looking at a significant Supreme Court of Canada decision from 2022, R.V. Brown. This case dives into the complex intersection of criminal investigations and constitutional rights, focusing on how evidence is gathered and used in court. It's a great example of how the Charter of Rights and Freedoms continues to shape Canadian criminal law. The story begins with the appellant, Brown, who faced charges under the criminal code. While the exact details of the alleged offense aren't the headline here, what really matters is what happened during the investigation and prosecution. Brown claimed that his charter rights were violated, particularly regarding how evidence was obtained and admitted in his trial. This raised important questions about the fairness of the process and the protection of constitutional rights in criminal cases. So, what exactly happened? Brown was charged, following an investigation where authorities collected evidence they believed was crucial to proving the offense. Brown challenged this evidence, arguing that the way it was obtained infringed on his rights under the Charter. He said that certain investigative steps violated protections meant to ensure that individuals are treated fairly and their privacy respected during police procedures. The case then moved through the courts, with different levels examining whether the evidence should be excluded because it was obtained improperly. When the case reached the Supreme Court, the justices had to decide a few key things. First, did the investigation and subsequent trial violate Brown's charter rights? This meant looking closely at the specific rights involved. Things like protection against unreasonable search and seizure, the right to counsel, and the right to a fair trial. Second, if those rights were infringed, should the evidence collected be excluded from the trial? Excluding evidence is a serious remedy because it can mean the difference between conviction and acquittal. Third, the court had to consider the broader constitutional implications. How should the law balance effective law enforcement with protecting individual freedoms? The Supreme Court's analysis involved interpreting the Charter's protections in the context of modern policing and the realities of criminal investigations. They examined whether the police acted within legal boundaries and whether Brown's rights were respected throughout the process. Ultimately, the court's ruling clarified how courts should handle situations where evidence may have been obtained through questionable means. Why does this case matter beyond Brown's individual situation? It reinforces the principle that constitutional rights aren't just abstract ideas. They have real, practical effects on how justice is administered. The decision sends a message to law enforcement and prosecutors that respecting charter rights is essential, not optional. It also provides guidance for future cases on when evidence should be excluded to maintain the integrity of the justice system. R.V. Brown is a reminder that the Canadian legal system continually strives to balance public safety with protecting individual freedoms. It shows that the Supreme Court remains a crucial guardian of constitutional rights, ensuring that even in the pursuit of justice, the rule of law and fairness remain paramount. Thanks for listening to Bench Briefs. Join us next time for another insightful look at landmark Canadian legal cases.